How's it going, everyone? It's Johnny Beard here with another episode of Streamer Stories Podcast. My guest today is not someone I've known for that long, but they are heckin' awesome. I can't wait to talk to Cheebiez. Hello, hello.
Hi.
It's so good to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm really excited. This is my first podcast, so please bear with me. But yeah, it's good to be here.
Yeah, you know what? I've seen you talk. You're natural. You're good at the old just chatting stuffs. I've got no doubts.
We'll see.
No, it's really good to see. So we only met actually not long ago. About I think it was back in March. I think it was, wasn't it? But I got an energy from you straight away. I thought I'd love to get to know them, and then obviously I've seen you on socials. I've been lurking on some of your streams, and you just seems like such an awesome person. So I'm really, really excited to talk to you. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So I do know who you are, but do you want to introduce yourself for anyone who doesn't know who you are, what type of content you do?
Of course. My name is Cheebiez. I'm from the UK. I'm a full-time variety streamer on Twitch, and I'm very variety, but I do love my focus on retro as well. We do some singing from time to time as well, and I'm a huge mental health advocate as well. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me.
That's amazing. And you fundamentally mostly Twitch based. Are you elsewhere?
Yeah, Twitch based. I do use Instagram and YouTube and TikTok. I'm Cheebiez everywhere. Apart from X, I'm Cheebiez_. I don't know who got Cheebiez, but someone did. But I'm Cheebiez everywhere else, yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I can relate to that very well. Like I'm _beard on Twitch, but I'm Johnny Beard some places. Twitter, X, I'm Johnny Beard 42 on there. And like, there's a Johnny Beard and a Johnny _beard. I'm watching you both. Give me your accounts. So,
the Cheebiez account on Twitter has a profile picture of, is it Mater from Cars? And I'm just like, every time I see that now, I'm like, you have my name. How dare you?
So rude. I think _B is a French person that hasn't tweeted since 2012 or something like that. I'm like, please just give me your account. So no, never mind. So anyway, that's all now. Let's go back. I love that you mentioned retro content. We're going to go straight into that if you don't mind. So let's talk about games you played as a kid. Yeah. So what's your first memories of, like, maybe not even playing a game, like seeing a game? What was that like for you?
Yeah. So I was brought up with 3 brothers and my dad was heavily into video games. So I was born in the early 90s. We had the NES, we had the SNES, we had the Mega Drive, Dreamcast. Like, it was great. It was really great. But I guess one of my main memories is always the SNES and like Yoshi's Island and Donkey Kong Country. They're definitely some of my favorite games, and I just remember being so obsessed with the colors and the music, and I was really into the Mario franchise from being super young as well. So whenever I saw Yoshi, I thought he's just a cute little dinosaur, he's just a cute little guy. So yeah, I'd say it's probably like Yoshi's Island, and then also a memory comes back to me of Pokemon Yellow.
Nice.
I had played Pokemon Blue and Red before, but I remember going into a secondhand shop, and I saw Pokemon Yellow, the cartridge, and I started crying to my dad, and I didn't stop crying until he bought it me. I was really young though, to be fair, but I really wanted it. So we got Pokemon Yellow. So that's another like really fresh, like one of my first memories of something I'll never forget. That little dinky store with all of these video games. I just thought it was like a museum. I thought it was so cool. And then I saw Pikachu on the cartridge of Pokemon Yellow. I was like, I need this. So yeah, I'd say they're my like earliest memories I can remember of video games in my life.
Amazing. I think just the Pikachu alone on that cartridge sold so many copies because, oh man, I don't know, who can't love that little yellow mouse, you know, like generally in the 90s, like I remember the same, like I've never been massive on Pikachu, but equally I totally got it. Like I knew why everyone, it was a mascot for a reason, you know, such a cute, you know, character in the animes as well, you know, so the appeal on both sides was incredible. So yeah, and Yoshi as well. Like, I mean, two cuties, that's for sure. So,
2 cuties. I love the cuties. What can I say?
Absolutely understood. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Did you play it like as Yoshi, like in like your Mario Karts and stuff like that as well? That's always been a love for Yoshi?
Yeah, I love Yoshi and Mario Karts, but honestly, I was a bit of a Luigi girl. I love me some Luigi, and then as the games progressed, I would always pick Boo or King Boo. And it's the same with like Mario parties now. My
Yeah.
go-to, if Boo's in the roster, I'm like, give me my Boo. But I love them all. I really have been such a Nintendo girly ever since I was younger, and it just gives me so much joy. And it's so nostalgic, but at the same time, it just makes me so happy. It reminds me of wonderful memories of being a kid and knowing that I'm still here and I still get to love and enjoy these things. Even in my 30s, I'm like, I want this to be in my life for the rest of my life because it makes me happy. So yeah, I love it.
100%. Did you have parents that were like, "Oh, you grow out of it," being in your 30s? I
Well,
did.
so my dad is still heavily into video games. So
Oh,
he comes
nice.
around, we play Mario Party together. He came around a couple of weeks ago. So we're always chatting video games, and for years we would play Call of Duty online together. Actually,
Right.
this is the last year we haven't done that. So I didn't buy Call of Duty this year, but every year I've gotten every Call of Duty, and for about 3 or 4 months we'll play online together. So me and my dad have always kind of had that relationship together, and kind of equally with my brothers too. Um, but yeah, I love it. I love video games so much.
That's so wholesome. That's so wholesome.
Mm.
I always get slightly jealous when people say that they play games with their parents, because my parents had no interest whatsoever. My kids do,
Yeah.
but yeah, my no. I was the one that brought it into our family. So
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, as much as, I've not had some of the best times in my life, like everyone, we have our downs. I think out of everything, I am so grateful that I did have the brothers that I had and my dad, and they introduced me to video games. Like, I would have been a completely different person, and that's okay. But the person I did end up being, with such an obsession and a deep, deep love for video games, and I get to do this now. I get to do this as
yeah,
my job, and I get to share that with my community, and it's crazy. It's such a full circle moment. I really never thought I'd be here, but here I am. So yeah, I love it.
you're absolute natural. You're an absolute natural at it. So
Mm.
let's go back to Pokemon Yellow. Then,
Yeah.
who is some of the Pokemon that you caught back in those days? Like, do you play much Pokemon now? What's your Pokemon journey like?
Yeah, so I'm very big into Pokemon. I've actually watched every episode of the anime so far, which is like
Wow.
1,200 and odd episodes, I think.
Oh,
They
wow.
just added a few more episodes a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I need to watch them. So I'm a big Pokemon fan. I actually used to play the Pokemon cards competitively as well. So between the ages of like maybe 8 years old and 13, my two brothers would play with me, and my eldest brother was teaching me how to play. And we would go to like Pokemon pre-releases and Pokemon championships. I went to the one in London, I think once or twice, to do like it's not the Worlds. We never got close to the Worlds, but it's like the kind of the one in the UK that was like the big one.
Wow.
So I loved playing Pokemon cards so much, and it's kind of an expensive hobby now, so I don't really collect them too much at the moment, but I do love the cards. I played probably nearly every game, especially every mainline game. And I have like plushies and stuff. I don't know if you can see behind me. I have like a little Jirachi up
Yes.
there and an Eevee as well. So I have
Hell
lots of
yeah.
favorites, but Pokemon, I just love, it's one of my special interests for sure. And one of the most wonderful memories I have of it was we went to America when I was younger. I think I might have been 9 or 10. And we watched the Pokemon first movie in the
No,
cinemas in America. And I remember getting the promo cards.
that's
I remember going to
special.
Burger King and they were offering out like Pokemon trinkets and stuff. Like, it was amazing. It was amazing. So Pokemon's been in my life since I was so, so small. And now I'm turning 34 next month, and I never want it to be out of my life. Like, I'm so happy to go into my 60s, 70s, 80s, hopefully,
Yeah, yeah.
and still be Pokemon obsessed. So yeah, that's my love for Pokemon.
Just a little then. Oh my goodness, mate, that's so amazing. Like, I'm so jealous. I remember again. I remember Pokemon first movie coming out, and we not long in our school got the
Mhm.
PC. We got the school PC. Yeah,
Oh
just the
yeah.
one. Back in the 90s. Yeah, these kids today don't know nothing. And I remember like, oh my god, guys, the Pokemon first movie's coming out. And I remember downloading the screensaver onto the computer, and it just had like these like still screenshots from the movie before the movie came out. So I remember seeing these scenes like of this film that I was so excited to see. I didn't
Love
wait,
that.
I couldn't see it in the cinema because we were quite a poor family, but I remember getting it on VHS. In fact, I've got the first 3 movies on DVD, which is actually quite hard to find. But
Nice.
that VHS, yeah, got played to death, and oh, the tears when that moment happened in the first film, and but that's so special. My goodness me.
Yeah, I love it. And you know what? When I was talking about full circle moments again, I did a movie community night a couple of weeks ago, and we did Pokemon the first movie, and it just felt so surreal to kind of just, I don't know, just to be sat there and have a community and have people jump in, and we watched this movie together, and it was so nostalgic and so powerful. So I said, you know what we'll do? We'll watch all of the Pokemon movies in community movie nights, and we'll try and set them up for once a month so we can get through them. So as it's really special to me that I get to share that with my community, especially because of how much I love it. And there's so many people who love Pokemon too, so we get to share
Yeah,
that love together, and it's such a great feeling.
definitely, 100%. Oh wow, that's amazing. I love that so much. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, any other games then? I mean, you mentioned quite a raft of consoles. Then you mentioned the SNES, you mentioned Dreamcast. I mean, like some of your favorite games growing up. Then what else comes to mind?
Oh God, there's so many games, but yeah, I love Yoshi's Island. I'm a big Super Metroid fan as well. I absolutely love that game. There's one of the levels in Super Metroid called Brinstar, and ever since I can remember, anytime I pick up a new game that has like an island, like Animal Crossing
Yeah.
or anything like that, I will always call my islands Brinstar because of how much I love Super Metroid. I'm very much into like video game OSTs, and I think a lot of my favorites fall into the bracket of having some phenomenal OSTs. Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3 has an incredible soundtrack. Donkey Kong Country 2, Sticker Bush Symphony, just has my heart. It's one of the most beautiful, just it's so incredible. And I think with music is so powerful. Equally with video games are powerful too. But I think when you share a love for a favorite video game and have that strong connection with the soundtrack, and together it just makes you feel so amazing and so happy that you got to experience what you experienced when you did.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, love the Donkey Kong Country games as well. If we're not talking retro, some of my favorites, I love roguelikes.
yeah.
I'm a bit of an obsessor with Vampire Survivors, the new Vampire Crawlers that just came out, Binding of Isaac, Risk of Rain, Balatro. I'm like heavy into those games too. I love Amori as well. Yeah, I love lots of games that can be really hard to pick, but my heart definitely goes to retro. Yeah.
Incredible. Oh, that's so just yeah, I love that. And like I said, soundtracks are so yeah, they are literally childhood, earworms, aren't
Yeah.
they? Let's be honest. And like,
Mhm.
I was very privileged to see the Final Fantasy Orchestra a few years ago. So I'm a massive Final Fantasy fan, and I'm seeing like the
Yeah.
Undertale Orchestra later on this year, which I'm like, oh my god, because Undertale music is like amazing for me. Like, and
Incredible.
it's so cool, like seeing these like orchestras that are becoming quite common now. Whereas I think maybe even 10 years ago it wasn't that common,
Yeah.
So yeah, we need to get
Speaking
some.
of orchestras, there's a YouTube video. It's quite an old one, but it's a recording in Japan, and the orchestra is doing Donkey Kong Country music. And
Yeah.
sometimes I go back and listen to it, and it makes me cry. I don't know what it
Yes.
is. There's something so powerful about it.
Hmm.
And then again, it's your favorite game, or it's something you love, and you're just like, this is otherworldly. Like, this is amazing. So yeah, I definitely agree. Seeing all these orchestras coming up doing our most favorite video games and doing the music live is fantastic. Like you said, Undertale has an incredible soundtrack. Final Fantasy is one of the genres I've never really explored too much. However, I did play Final Fantasy 9 on my
Oh,
PSP in high school, and it was the best time. I thoroughly loved it. I'd love to explore Final Fantasy in the future, but FF9 was amazing to me. Yeah,
what a choice! Like it's my favorite all-time game.
yeah,
Just so
love that.
yeah, and that soundtrack for that is amazing. And Vivi, I've got Vivi. Yeah, but yeah, and like you said, seeing the music and crying. Like I remember seeing the Final Fantasy Orchestra, and like first song was like quite a banger, and the second song was like this proper like like deep tragic music from Final Fantasy VIII,
Yeah.
and it's not Final Fantasy VIII. It's not one of the games that really resonate with me like emotionally, but like I was like flooded with tears after the second song. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
where did that come from? It's like
Yeah, that's how
it's
it
only the
gets
second
you.
song. So
Right. I,
I
I
cried
went
three
to, it
times.
wasn't an official orchestra, but it was kind of like a string quartet and they were doing the Legend of Zelda songs. And I was crying through I was like, what is wrong with me? I was crying through every single one. It was just so powerful, so beautiful. And again, Legend of Zelda is another one of those franchises. It's like iconic, incredible, fantastic games and have been with me in childhood to today. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, oh, what are you doing to us, games? How dare you? You're turning us into Rex. Oh, okay, okay. So, so you mentioned like playing games with your family, your brothers and your father, which is wonderful. Like, were you playing much games with like friends as well? Do you do much
Yeah,
online?
a little bit. When I was mostly in high school as a teenager, I remember getting my first Xbox. So I would. It was the days where you could like create kind of like a me. I
Yes.
forget the. Do you remember? You could
Avatars.
create like a yeah. You could create a proper character, and I was a bit of an emo back then. So mine was like super dark black hair and like striking eyeliner, and I think the clothing was very emo style as well. I like vividly remember it. So yeah, we would play games online, you know, sometimes Halo, sometimes Call of Duty, so that was fun. I used to play a forum based game as well called Gaia Online. I
Okay.
was
Yeah.
massively into that. So it's a game, but it's like a website, and you'd have an avatar. You could customize it. It was like gacha elements of it where you could open boxes that can maybe get you better accessories and stuff like that. So whilst none of my friends were on there, I made a lot of online friends,
Hmm.
and that was super fun. That was so much fun. But yeah, mostly just a little bit of my Xbox days, but otherwise playing online with my brothers and my dad when I can has been some of the best memories. Yeah.
Amazing. That's so good. That's so good.
Mm.
So we're talking about some of our favorite games. Not to be a negative Nancy, but like, is there any like games that come to mind that weren't so good? Like, and that can be different for different people, can't it? So some of it might be that was just disappointing. I was hoping for better, or it could be like this really bugged mess. Like, is there any games that come to mind?
Not in the sense of that. When I think of games that have maybe frustrated me, but it's probably a user issue, is it was it called Ghouls and Goblins?
Oh
Goblin? What
yes,
was it called?
Schools and
Goblins
Goblins,
and
or yeah,
Ghouls and Goblins or
yeah,
something. It's got a great soundtrack, you know, a great soundtrack. However, I could never really get past maybe the first 2 minutes of gameplay, and
yeah.
I want to keep playing because it was like it was fun and I like the music, but it drove me crazy, and I've tried to revisit it as an adult. I'm still no good. So that game kind of drove me a bit crazy, as well as Battletoads
Mm,
on the NES.
yeah.
Some people in my community are like, you should play it. You should play it, Cheebiez. Or okay, if you want me to, I'll put it on. Yeah, it's really difficult. It's really difficult, but I'm glad that I now have experience because I've heard people talk about Battletoads a lot. I've
Yeah.
never played it. So I did try it. It's very, 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 very difficult. But hey, if you're like a great gamer, maybe it's for you. For me, it was just a little bit difficult. But yeah, that's what I can think of on top of my head. In terms of games that I wanted to be maybe better, I honestly I can't really think of any from the top of my head. No.
Mm. That's fair. No, that's fair. And those two, yeah, notoriously, I've not played either of them, but I know that, like, if you hear about the most difficult games list, both those games are on there.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, I do have a community that like to kind of go get into troll mode, like, we'll get Chibi to play this really tough game. Yeah, do you? Is
Yes.
that yes, yes?
Yeah, it's definitely the relationship some of us have, especially with like my mods. You know, you have a little bit more of a tongue-in-cheek relationship with them, and I think my community like to try and jump scare me
Yeah,
because I tend to have my AirPods in, and I tend to get locked in. Like if I'm playing something, I'm doing something, I'm locked in, I'm fixated, I'm concentrating, and then they love to just startle me with jump scares and just trying to again the tongue-in-cheek kind of like knuckle in the rib sort of situation, but it's good fun. I never take it too seriously, and I think it's nice to kind of have that funness in the community too.
yeah, 100%. Um, how much of an influence do you give your community in terms of like you mentioned like, oh, we might play Final Fantasy, or you mentioned Ghouls and Goblins and like and stuff like that. So like, do you let them? How much do you let them steer? Like what content
Yeah.
you will to do?
Yeah, no, I definitely get them involved. I'm very indecisive.
Okay.
So I want to kind of do everything, but I can't do everything. I kind of have to just do the one thing. So I always put out polls and just kind of ask what people are feeling and hearing. You know, I have a channel in my Discord, which is like a game recommendations for stream. So I'm always open for them to put anything they want in there. So yeah, I definitely like to hear what my community want me to play. But at the same time, I think it's really important as a streamer to play the things you want to play as well.
Yeah.
You know, I think community and new people are going to see that you're not really enjoying something. In not enjoying something because it's rage baiting is one thing, but not enjoying something where it's just a game that you're not feeling. I think it can come across. So I think it's really important to either recognize, you know what, I know we've recommended this game, not really feeling it. Let's jump to something different. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think sometimes people may try and pick games that are maybe doing well, or oh, my community really want me to play this, so I should play it. I think it's a bit of a conversation piece to have together. What do the community want to see, but what do I also want to do, and let's find somewhere in the middle sometimes is okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely like to hear what my community want, but at the end of the day, I will play what I want to play and make sure I'm having a good time too, because then if I am, everyone else, fingers crossed, is having a good time as well, which is my priority. I want everyone to feel comfortable and safe and be laughing and having a great time with me.
100%. I couldn't have said that any better. That's it's perfect balance of it, isn't it? It's got to be a mixture of both. I feel, you know,
Yeah.
it's because, like you said, if you're not vibing, then the chat won't vibe. Simple as that. Will it? You know, but equally, especially if you are quite an indecisive person, then yeah, okay, give us a bit of a steer here, guys. What shall we do?
Yeah.
You know, that's great. I love that. That's so good. That's so good. So Cheebiez, what are you playing right now? And what is that in terms of like lifestyle for you, in terms of like playing games online versus offline? Like, what's your ratio? And
Yeah,
what are you
I
playing?
really struggle because again, I've been streaming for just over a year and a half now. So a time has gone by, but I still feel kind of new-ish. Like I'm still kind of getting to grips of what works for me. In terms of the ratio of playing offline and online, I do really struggle with that. There's times where I'm like, I really want to play these games, but I really want to share the experience with my community. I find I have so much fun doing it that way, but it means the backlog has gotten insane
Yes.
and I can't catch up. So funny you mentioned it. At the moment, I'm trying to make a list of right, what games do I really, there's a game called, I think it's Sea of Stars, and
Oh,
I'm a sucker of
you love that.
pixel games. Yeah, oh my god,
So
it looks
good.
beautiful. It's been on my list for ages, and I know some community really do want me to play it on stream, and I just, again, with the lists I have and how many games I want to play, I think that's one I have to selfishly kind of, it's just for myself. Maybe I'll just play that one offline. So yeah, trying to kind of navigate that a bit better and not feel bad for playing the
Yes.
games I want to play offline, and feeling okay to choose the games I want to play online too. But in terms of what I'm playing at the moment, honestly, I do have a list. I'm still playing on stream. I'm doing Bloodborne, my first playthrough. I'm doing Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, not my first playthrough, but first playthrough on stream. I'm doing Pragmata. I'm doing Chrono Trigger, which has been really,
Oh,
really fun. I never played that as a kid, and I've been really enjoying it. A bit of Forza Horizon 6, that's been good
nice.
fun. Doing Celeste as well. So I'm trying to do the seasides on Celeste. I'm currently on Seaside 7. We don't talk about it. It's very frustrating. I'm sure I'll do it one day. It's very difficult. Pokemon, I'm doing my first Nuzlocke of Pokemon Fire Red at the
Oh,
moment as well, which has been very fun, very intense. And then also some Minecraft as well. So I have a bit of a roster at the moment. Some games are on the back burner, but they are in the active I'm playing. As you can tell, there's quite a lot. I really admire other streamers that pick one or two games, then they lock in and finish those games. I will put my hands up. I am one of those people that notoriously shifts. I have ADHD, so I'm gonna blame it on being neurodivergent. But yeah, I do drop games because something shiny. I download that and then I'll play that instead. So that's kind of how my roster is at the moment. Yeah, it's good fun.
Oh wow, I love that. I just love again. It's almost like a spectrum of games as well because there's so many different games you just mentioned there. Like so many different genres, different areas. Like Chrono Trigger, Forza Horizon, literally 6 just come out, hasn't it? So like, yeah, you got everything and anything in there. Literal variety streamer, that's for sure. Goodness me.
Yeah.
You know. Again, you mentioned Chrono Trigger. Very interesting. You mentioned Sea of Stars there because yeah, like oh my goodness, if you like Chrono Trigger, you'll love Sea of Stars. It's so good, and it depresses me how when Sea of Stars came out, everyone loved it. Almost like the Clair Obscur obsession that came out last year. When Sea of Stars came out, it went woof. But unfortunately, it felt like a trapdoor. It just went down. No one really cared about it afterwards. And I was like, guys, this game is amazing. You need to play this. It's so good.
Yeah.
Sea of Stars. If you like Chrono Trigger, you will love it. It's so good. Soundtrack is so good as well.
Very excited.
Yeah. Oh, I might even try and catch these streams when you play it. Goodness me. Yeah, I was going to mention another game actually. Don't know if you've heard of it. Slightly different style, but it's that retro and with the music and the cozy feel, I suppose. Have you played Spiritfarer?
I have. Oh my goodness me, that is an amazing game.
Yes.
I actually played and completed it maybe 2 months before I decided to start streaming. And then it was one of those where it was like, damn, I wish I started streaming earlier because it would have been really cool to have played this with everyone. But it is one of those things where like I love playing games online with my community and on stream. But sometimes I think I can get distracted. You know, there's chat going on, all my lights are on, alerts may be popping up. You know, lots of things happen, and so I can still very much pay attention to a game. But there is that difference of when I notice when I do play offline, I am very much more invested and really paying attention. Whereas online, this is why I struggle with puzzle games online and games with puzzle elements. I'll struggle with because again, I'm just getting so distracted. I'll chat. I'm a bit of a yapper on stream, so I'll maybe chat about something. I'll turn back and be like, "What are we doing again?" So it'll take me ages to finish anything that's like puzzle worthy, and I'm like, "Can one of my mods backseat me, please, and help?"
That's so good.
But yeah, I try and avoid the puzzly stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm the same. Like, I think it's different again. There's a different energy, isn't it? Like, I found it through streaming. I'm not too good at puzzle games. Like, I thought growing up, you're fine, you're okay. You're like, I don't know, B plus. Oh, puzzle games, Johnny Beard. But then streaming games, my chat, again, notoriously, again, I'm still in your chat, like to troll me and tell me how terrible I am at puzzle games.
Yeah.
And it was through streaming that I've started to realize, you know what, you're not very good. And because the dynamics and the energy are different, like if you're offline on your own and playing the puzzle, you're like, okay, how do I figure this out? It's different to a chat, you have a live view account, and you have people waiting for you to solve this puzzle. That there's always this like, I'm going to have to Google this moment in somewhere. You can't do it straight away. At least I can't. I'm like, okay, I've got to give it some welly of an attempt. Right, I've given up, guys. I'm going to Google. I can't figure it out.
I always say, and I always feel like, it sounds like a cop-out whenever I'm doing like a Celeste stage or when I played Dark Souls 3 last year, when it comes to like a difficult part, I'm like, listen, everyone, I would do this so much quicker if I was offline. They're like, yeah, okay. I'm like, no, but really, I think I would, maybe, possibly.
100% you would. I think that's something we can relate to as streamers. I think, you know, again, the community, as lovely as they are, they don't know what the pressure you're under is like.
Everyone's watching me. I'm scared.
We love our communities, really.
We do.
Oh man. Okay. But you know, this next question is about actually there's no community. Sorry, Cheebiez, just for this one question, I'm going to ask you to remove the community because you're going to be stuck on a remote island. And I'm going to need to ask you if you could. This is interesting for you, considering the wealth of games you've mentioned so far in this podcast. We haven't even gone half an hour yet. If you could only pick 3 games to play on a remote island for the rest of your life, what 3 games would they be?
Ooh, okay. I mean, I've mentioned, it would be Donkey Kong Country 2. I really want to say Yoshi's Island. I feel like if I'm having a bad time, Yoshi's Island on an island, all makes sense. It has to be. I feel like if I'm having a bad day on the island, I feel like Yoshi's Island would help me feel happy, make me feel good. I feel like a third game, it would need to be something huge, like an open world or something. You could put hundreds of hours in. No, honestly, Binding of Isaac.
Oh,
I'm going
okay.
all in on Binding of Isaac. It's an incredible roguelike. I probably put collectively on Steam and my PlayStation 400 plus hours in Binding of Isaac.
Wow.
So I
Yeah.
feel like I'd be fine for the rest of my life because there's so many achievements. There's so much to do. There's so many paths to go down, so many things to unlock. So I think, yeah, two heavy retro games, very, very cute and fun, and then Binding of Isaac for sure. Those would be my top three.
That's quite bold
Yeah.
because yeah, I mean, you mentioned obviously like 400 plus hours, but I mean, I suppose with the amount of playthroughs you've done of that, that's a lot, isn't it? Like people go,
Yeah.
oh, thousands of hours on this game or that game, but like 400 hours on Binding of Isaac's a lot. Fair play. And two retro choices as well. Again, I love that. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
It is easy to kind of go down the open world route, I feel, like or like a Skyrim or like a Witcher 3 or something like that, or an
Well, that's
Elden
what I was
Ring.
thinking, but I've never played Skyrim or Witcher or Elden Ring. However,
no,
I'm
no.
going to be, here's the
Sorry.
great news. I think next week or the week after, I'm thinking of starting Elden Ring on
Right.
stream. So it is going to be something I'm going to be exploring. Witcher is on the list. And then what was the other game you just mentioned?
Skyrim, yeah.
Skyrim. I don't know. Maybe that one's a maybe. There's just again so many games. The list is
So
getting
many.
crazy. I don't know what to do with myself.
Well, that's the thing about the remote island idea is like if you are going to pick a game like that, then you've got an island, you got all the time in the world. But like with like Skyrim's one of my all-time favorite games. But
Yeah.
I've always been like, do I stream it? I don't know. It's like it took me to platinum Skyrim like 240 hours. And I'm like, that over like a stream series, like I'd be playing it for maybe 2 years. Like I genuinely, I'm like, I don't know, guys. What do you think? Again, one of our mutuals, a shout out to JoJoy. She was on the podcast once, and she was playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and she played it for over a year with her community. And I'm like, man, I respect you, JoJoy. Like, how can you do that? I don't know if I can do that.
No, that's I would be probably dropping it after a month and see another shiny thing and be like, oh, shiny, let me do that one instead.
Yes. 100%. Oh man, yeah. Oof. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question asked from a previous streamer on the podcast, GB. So prepare. This is not my question. This one. So, so the question that's landed for you is: if you could only choose to play your favorite game or only eat your favorite food, what would you choose?
Okay.
Well, firstly, what's your favorite food? I mean, do you even have a favorite food?
Food is a complicated one for me. I have kind of chronic stomach issues.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Food is no, it's so fine. It's so fine. But I do have some favorites. I love a good chicken katsu curry.
Oh, nice.
And I love a good gyoza. I love some sushi as well. So this is hard because then I've got my favorite games. Donkey Kong Country, Yoshi's Island. I wouldn't be able to play that anymore ever.
I think that's the framing of the question. Is you will be banning one or the other.
Or never have chicken katsu curry forever. Okay. I'm going to have to say goodbye to, honestly, there's other foods, right? There's no other Donkey Kong Country 2 or Yoshi's Island. So I'm going to have to say goodbye to the katsu curry.
That's fair. I'm with you there. I mean, I love katsu curry. I love a curry. But that's the thing. I love a curry. You can have different curries,
Yes,
you can have a slightly different curry, Go for a korma.
I could do chicken. Wait, I could do like the Japanese chicken curry, but just not have the chicken like panko breadcrumb because that's what the katsu is. So maybe it could be big brain about it.
Yeah,
Be like,
yeah.
well, I'm having a Japanese chicken curry instead. Yes,
That is big brain.
I found a loophole.
Yeah, your question's flawed. I can't remember who it was that
Yeah.
asked it. You. So, obviously, we'll be asking you to ask a question for a future streamer after the end of this podcast. So, okay. By the way, that's not live. So that's just for me and Cheebiez, anyone that's watching this. So, right. So, okay. So you mentioned this already briefly, but let's go into it a bit more. Like, do you have any video game collectibles, Cheebiez?
You know what? I actually come from not the best financial background in terms of my family and stuff like that. We were kind of around council estates and stuff when I was younger, so we were all kind of strapped for cash, growing up. When I said I went to America, that was actually a prize my mum and dad won on a radio show.
Oh
So even though it
wow.
sounded like, oh, going to America watching a Pokemon movie, it was part of a giveaway thing, which very, very
Yeah.
lucky to experience. But yeah, sadly, that's kind of how it's been. I do still struggle at the moment with things, but it means I can't really invest too much in video game memorabilia that I would love to. I have
Yeah.
some trinkets and stuff like behind me, like the Super Mario World Lego and the Eevee Lego and stuff like that. But a lot of that is gifted by my incredible community. These little things I want, and I put them on the throne and stuff. And I never expect anyone to support me with those things. And then lo and behold, they start supporting me. And it means I get to have these amazing things that make me happy. And it means I get to share that on stream as well. Like any Lego that's been gifted to me, I build on stream using like a second camera and stuff. So that's been really sweet. But in terms of like, I have a lot of plushies in a suitcase under the bed full of like Pokemon stuff. And yeah, but in terms of like collectibles, just not really been something I've been able to go down. But I would love in the future, if money allowed it, to have a bit of a retro collection. I know my oldest brother does. He sent me a video of it a little while ago, and it's just really, really heckin' cool. And I would love to be able to do something like that too. So fingers crossed, maybe in the
Yeah.
future I'll have a little cool collection.
Yeah. Oh, bless you. Yeah, I've had a similar upbringing. To be fair, like I get it. I totally get it. And
Mm.
but I'm so happy for you. Genuinely happy for you that again you got a wonderful community that's so lovely towards you. Again, I remember seeing like through the months that we've known each other like on Twitter, like the pop-ups from your throne and stuff like that, and like, oh, that's so sweet, that's so cool. And
It's really, really
yeah,
sweet.
it's so like, yeah, when it happens it's like what. So
Yeah, every
oh
time. That's the one thing
yes.
that's like I've been streaming, doing this full time for since around kind of November last year, maybe around September, and streaming overall for a year and a half, just over. And I don't know if I'll ever get used to it.
Mm,
Kind of my income is solely Twitch at the moment, and whilst it can be really hard to navigate full time, somehow it's working out for me. And again, my community is just the most incredible thing I've ever thought I could ever have to support me. Like I'm so mind boggled that it happens. And still to this day, anytime I'm shown any sort of generosity that is in terms of gifted subs or throne gifts and stuff, I don't know if I'll ever get used to it. And I kind of want to do this for the rest of my life. Like I really love this. I love doing this so much. So I kind of feel like I need to get better at accepting things.
yeah.
But it's a journey, and my community are always so wonderful and reminding me of why they do the things they do, and that I do deserve it, because I struggle with the bad brain, and I don't think I deserve some of these things. And they're always so wonderful to genuinely try and connect with me and remind me that I am good and I do good and I deserve good that happens to me. So it's been, I can't put into words how grateful I am. If my community are listening to this, I do just want to say you're the best. I don't deserve you all. You're incredible, and I'm so thankful to my Cheeblings. Yes, they're called Cheeblings. Very cute little name of them. But yeah, I just want to say thank you, because genuinely from the bottom of my heart, I could not be doing this without them. So yeah.
That's so beautiful. Thanks so much for sharing that and saying that. Like that's, yeah. Oh, I'm sure they will throw it back at you in a positive way. Yeah, no, you that the no you cards
No,
coming
you,
out.
yeah.
Because that is what it's like, I suppose, isn't it? And again, it's one thing that I think a lot of streamers kind of, well, some streamers are better than others, I suppose, in terms of knowing it, but some people forget, I suppose, like
Yeah.
the element of like, we are as streamers, we're entertaining a community. No matter how big or small that community is, it's that could be the highlight of their day. That could be like the thing they're looking forward to. They got their. We talk about mental health and advocating for it. Like they might have been really struggling for 18 hours of the day, and they're waiting for your stream to come on because that'll actually make them feel good for that night. So there's that element out there, I suppose. For streamers, and they want to say thank you in their own way. And that they're doing that for you, and it's clear to me, as little time as I've known you, that you have that wonderful relationship with your community, and it's great to see it. So
appreciate that.
Let's go into it, and let's go straight into streaming. And so a year and a half, like that's respectfully in terms of your streaming journey is short, it's younger than my podcast. Like I don't often have that, most of the people I talk to have been streaming for longer. Quite a journey and some time there, Cheebiez, if I may say so. But like, let's talk about that beginning part then. So what was the decisions that happened that led you towards like hitting that go live button for the first time?
So I've been wanting to do something like this since I was maybe 14, and I nearly did. I nearly started doing like YouTube channel stuff for Slender Man and kind of horror games. I have very intense anxiety. Been diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder for quite a while now, and it was always what I like to call anxiety demons that told me I can't do this and I shouldn't do this, and why would anyone want to watch, and that kind of stuff. So I toyed around with it for such a long time. And then, just over a year and a half ago, I was going through a really horrible patch in my life. And I was numb. I was really numb. And I really thought, I feel like this is the only thing that could possibly help me not be numb anymore. And I've thought about this for years and years. It's been way over a decade since I've wanted this idea to come to fruition. And I was kind of at my wit's end, and I was like, let's just do it. Let's just do it. You've been wanting to do this for a long time. You've been really struggling. Just go for the thing that you think is going to make you happy. And at least then you can say you tried. Whether I did it for one stream, for one 40-minute stream, which was my first stream, or for 2 weeks, you did the thing, right? It's what I like to say to my community. You did the thing, like you did the thing, and that is good. That is good. You tried. So that was kind of it for me. I was in a bad place, and I just thought maybe streaming will save me. Maybe it will help me. And I think it did. I still struggle with my things. I haven't really gone into it too much, but I have stuff going on. And I still struggle, and it may be like this for the rest of my life. However, doing this is giving me a whole new world of joy and pride. I feel so proud of what I've been able to do and achieve in the short amount of time I've been doing it. I can recognize streaming for just over a year and a half, and we just hit 4K followers last week, and we got partner in January, which was 6 months ago now, which is really crazy. And then again, being able to go into doing it full time has been crazy too. So yeah, that was kind of it for me. It was just not going through the best time and just going, screw it, do the thing. So I did the thing.
Again, thank you for being, open and vulnerable, if I may say, in terms of mentioning that, I can relate to some parts of that myself, in terms of like, sometimes you have to almost have like your back in the corner almost before you just go, what have I got to lose? No matter what that scenario, obviously in everyone's lives is like, I can relate to that element, and to then have that moment and then to come out strong, come out fighting, come out like, I'm just going to do it. And then on top of that, now obviously I didn't know any of that. Obviously I've not known you for too long, but on top of what I do know, like that gives me so much more, much more respect for you than I ever had before. And I thought you were amazing before. So, that you should be very, very proud is what I'm trying to say of yourself, because that shows a lot of resilience and strength to do what you've just done. And then to come out, fighting and then thriving is even more incredible, if I may say, so you've done very well. I think it's safe to say.
Thank you so much. I do really appreciate it. And I think that's why I can get quite emotional on stream sometimes, because we talk about things and we do hold a space to talk about mental health and our struggles. And I have commands that get forwarded to websites to get further support, because I'm not a therapist. We set strong boundaries. And it's another reason why I love my community so much, is that everyone is so respectful. No one pushes boundaries. And, I have those websites there so people can get that further help, because as much as I'd love to try, I'm just one person. I've got my own thing going on. I'm not medically trained in any sort of means. I've just had experience with lots of therapists and my own kind of struggles. but people need to get that professional help. However, we do have that space where we can just have those conversations to say, hey, I'm not really doing good today, so I'm gonna kind of hang out here. Like, how are you all doing? And I always like to try and preach it's okay to not be okay. I think from struggling with mental health from a young age, there was a stigma, and there's
Yeah.
sadly still a stigma, but it has improved. From
Yeah.
being on the internet so much, from being a teenager to now, there is definitely huge improvements, and I think through those improvements is people advocating it, people talking about it more in a safe space, and encouraging people to know that it's okay to talk about your emotions. Like, it's okay to be struggling. It's okay to want help. It's okay to not feel okay. So I like to have those conversations because maybe some of my community, like you said, you don't know what they're going through, and you don't know if they're maybe super excited to catch you live that day because they've had a bad day and they're not doing okay, and they just want to see one of their favorites. Not that I'm saying I'm their favorite streamer,
No,
but
but
like
still,
one
yeah.
of their favorite streamers, or streamers they just want to just check in with and just watch them play games, and that can really lift their day. So if I can every now and then have these conversations where we can just be a bit honest and a bit vulnerable, not overstep any lines, no trauma dumping or anything, but kind of just saying that we're not really doing good and the brain is being a bit bad. And that's okay to say that. That's okay. As long as we try not to sit in these feelings too much, we try to see those silver linings, we try to move forward, we try to be there for each other as people. I know sometimes there's that disconnect. We're online, we don't get to see these people. We see usernames. I really genuinely work hard to connect with everyone who comes into my chat. It's my goal and my duty. I'm so passionate about doing this. I don't want to miss any messages. I want to interact with everyone. I want to remember things about them, and I want us to connect as humans because I feel like there's a lot of disconnect. And that is definitely one of my big passion points at the moment. Is just making sure that I can connect with people and remind them they're not alone. And things will be okay, but sometimes things aren't okay in the moment, and that's okay too. I never want to do the kind of toxic positivity or leaning into too much negativity as well. I think
Yeah.
it's important to kind of bring those negative feelings forward, address them, be like, okay, I know you're here, and then slowly, kind of gently push them away and be like, but you're not going to control me today. Maybe I'm not going to feel the best, but I'm going to get through it. I'm going to do what I can. Baby steps. Baby steps is what we're going to do. So yeah, sorry, I ramble a little bit.
That's not
Yappy streamer
rambling.
here.
Absolutely beautiful. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, so it's just there again because I've been struggling with my mental health since I was very, very young. It's very passionate to me to have these conversations, and yeah, being able to have a wonderful community means I can keep talking about these things. Because
Yeah.
if lines were crossed and boundaries were broken, and I've told this to my community, it means I have to stop talking about it because it's not safe, and I have to make this a safe space. So everyone's been so fantastic. We do get to be vulnerable. I was trying to say I cry on stream. I said all of that to loop back. I'm a bit of a cry on stream, and I think my community appreciate that because I'm just being myself. I told myself when I started streaming, be you, don't be who you think you need to be a good person or to be liked. Just be what you think is right, be what makes you feel comfortable, be Cheebiez, be yourself. And if that means sometimes you cry because you're having a bad day, that's okay. Do that. That's okay. So I very much held onto that true and true until now, and hopefully forever, as long as I continue streaming and being kind of a bit of an online kind of personality. I always feel weird saying that, but like I guess I am. I'm a content creator and a streamer, so yeah, my online self, I want it to be as honest as I can be.
Just thank you for sharing that. That was very powerful, and yeah, resonates with a lot of people, I'm sure, in your community. Anyone watching us, listening to this podcast, not a lot of people on my side of things struggle with it too. So thank you for being open and transparent and sharing that. I think one thing that I think is really great about Twitch is not trying to throw shade at YouTube or anything like that, or TikTok or anywhere like that, but I think Twitch really does have that essence, I suppose, of creating those safer spaces. Not everywhere, of course, there's toxicity, like you mentioned, but like, you know, generally speaking, I feel like Twitch communities really embrace mental health better than most places in IRL or on other parts of the internet. Twitter, I'm looking at you. You know, it's one thing that, again, when, you know, we met at TwitchCon, and one thing that I loved seeing in TwitchCon as well is so many people from all walks of life just in that space, you know, no matter what their race, their creed, their religion, their, you know, again, we saw a wonderful amount of furries there, and cosplayers, and, you know, all sorts of, you know, queer folk and stuff. Like, it was just, honestly, I having now been to a TwitchCon, I was like, oh my God, this is wonderful. And I think that Twitch really brings people together, and you being a voice for people who struggle with mental health is just sprinkling this wonderful, you know, need to talk about these things in a positive way as well. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, wow. Oof. Okay.
I know, I'm sweating.
Sorry. I just want to give you a hug. So, no, you're wonderful. You're wonderful. Okay, so back in. So in terms of like streaming, then you mentioned a 40-minute stream. Like, what game did you play? What was your first stream like? Did you have your setup? What was it like on your first stream?
It was nothing like the one I have now. Obviously, I got like a webcam for £20, a microphone for £15, and that was kind of it. A wish and a dream. I played Fields of Mystria, so very cute, cozy game. It's kind of like Stardew Valley.
Right, okay.
It came out a couple of years ago, so it's very, very cozy, very kind of building sim, farms, relationships, very pixel sort of design. So definitely up my street. So I played that. It's actually on my YouTube plug, Cheebiez.
Yes.
We uploaded it as part of we were doing, I think it was my subathon. We did my first ever subathon last year. And if we hit a certain goal, I'd upload permanently my first stream to YouTube. So I did do that. And honestly, the one thing that hasn't changed about me, that I think like the first 10 minutes of my stream is my sound okay?
Yes.
Do I sound okay? Every stream since then, to this day, and my community can vouch for this, I will ask at least once, how's my audio?
Yes.
How's my audio? How's the sound? For some reason, I don't know what it is. I just get so paranoid that I've messed something, or I've like turned off a filter, or I've muted myself, or the game's too loud. Even though I have full access to how it all looks in my audio mixer, it's like, I need someone else to tell me it's okay.
Yes.
So in like the first 10 minutes of my stream, it's just me being like, how's my audio? And I just thought it was really funny because I still do that. But yeah, it was, you know, a janky stream. You know, the first couple are always a little bit janky. You're getting used to it. You're learning the ropes. But it was good fun. I had a couple people show up, which was really cool. I actually went offline after 40 minutes. I had an appointment. I came back and did my second stream on the same day, and I did Silent Hill 2, the remake. So it was really fun. Looking back, I didn't know anything about microphone filters, so like compressors and things like that. Me screaming down the microphone was horrific to listen back to. Now I know all the tricks and tools for it to not sound horrible, but my poor community, the community I had anyway, it probably made their ears bleed.
That's amazing. Oh my God. So 2 streams in one day, very different game. I love that. I love that. And like you said, but it is though. There's some jank, of course. Absolutely, there always is. You know, even now. You know, goodness me. You know, but again, learning like you can't control everything, but again, you can control certain things. Like, you know, you mentioned with your sounds and stuff like that. So like your voice quality and stuff. So that's wonderful. I love that story. That's so good. So I've got to talk about the fact that. I approached you, obviously, you know, to ask if you could appear on the podcast. But what I find so fascinating, Cheebiez, is that for me, I don't know many people in this space, really, that has achieved such a great growth, should we say, in such a short period of time. Having started so soon, and I think that I'm learning quickly on the fly in this podcast. But again, in the last few months alone, like why, from my perspective, that's the case, and you should be so proud. That's amazing. But can we talk maybe a bit about that? Like most people who are Twitch partners have got like poof, 5, 6, 7 years of experience. Like you got, respectfully, like a year and a half, and
Yeah.
and post COVID too, so you've done it respectfully the hardest way, in my opinion. You've grown your community very quickly through hard work, dedication, a beautiful set of vibes and values as well. So like, what's that like for you from your side?
Um, I guess when people have like also asked me like, how did you do it kind of thing, I'm like, I don't know.
I don't
Like I just kind of, I don't know. I just kind of turned up. I think what really helped me in terms of starting out was about a month before I went live, I was kind of taking it seriously. And I was like, okay, let's make an Instagram account. Let's make a Threads account as well. I kind of stayed away from X for a little bit because it scared me.
Yeah.
But Threads and Threads and Instagram, I was like, let me create a Cheebiez profile and maybe we'll just start posting things. Like maybe we'll post a selfie and just say thinking about streaming soon, use some hashtags, maybe some people will find me. I knew a friend who was streaming as well, so I would kind of like lurk and hang out in his chats. Back then I didn't know what lurking was, but apparently I was a lurker. And yeah, so on Threads I would kind of ask people like, okay, trying to understand OBS and slops, Streamlabs, OBS, like what does that mean? Like what is the best one for me to start on? So I would really start to like kind of engage with other streamers and they would give me advice and that was really helpful. And it would really teach me, they send me YouTube links to understand it or like Reddit posts and stuff like that. So I was already trying to get a feel of what is the community like for the community I can reach to on Threads and Instagram and trying to kind of put a Cheebiez persona out there before I even went live.
Yeah.
And I feel like that really helped me. Like I found some streamers I'm still friends with to this day on Threads before I even started streaming.
Yeah.
One of them's in my stream team. One of them is my mod. So honestly, the power of the internet, the power of other social medias can be really helpful. And I think that helped my comfortability with going live because it didn't feel like I was going live in the dark. I was kind of like, okay, I've already kind of built a little bit of a thing, tiny thing, but I built something on Instagram and Threads and stuff like that. So I don't feel super alone and I don't feel super out of my depth because I've already started building something. Let's just continue. So I felt like that really helped. And I don't know. I as much as there's like not great people out there, I like people. I like connecting with people and I like making friends with people. And I think it's so hard to like kind of compliment myself. But like I know I'm a good person and I do genuinely care about people. And I think that helps me connect with more people, more streamers, and then I want to see them succeed. And they wanted to see me succeed, and it was just such a beautiful thing to keep knowing people, and then you just keep growing. And posting cross-platform is one of the things that helps me so much. I now post on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and sometimes X and Threads as well. So I'm definitely not just on Twitch, and I can find future community members on other platforms who then find me through Twitch. So I think if people are like starting out, for sure, that as much as it can seem a lot of work. I've got to edit here, I've got to post on all these platforms. You don't have to do that straight away. I didn't for a while. I just post little things every now and then you can build on it. And if it's a super big passion of yours and not just a little thing you want to do every now and then the passion will lead itself, and you'll be excited to post, and you'll be excited to edit and kind of like see how far you can stretch out and see who else you can meet. So that's kind of my journey, and I think we're doing a subathon. I did my subathon end of August, and it ended in December, so it was a little bit of a long subathon. I'm not an everyday subathon, which I know some people have some feelings about people changing rules with subathons and stuff. For me, I'm unwell a lot and I struggle a lot. I can't do every day. I can't do the 24-hour thing. So I found something that worked for me, and I would do 5 days. I would do 6 to 8 hours, which was a huge jump from what I did before. So it was still, I was given as much as I possibly could during my subathon. So we did do it until December, and I think from there people raided. I was just always on the screen. I was always streaming. So that really helped too. And then that on the back of that was kind of, we qualified the first month of partner in November, and I was like, oh, this wasn't on the cards. I
Yeah.
wasn't pushing for it. I saw it and it said like the 6 out of 6 for the first month. I was like, okay, okay, do we push? Do we not push? Do we do this organically? Do we talk about it? So a couple of days went by and I was like, okay, maybe I'll tell my community because I feel really proud for even doing 1 month. Like
Yeah.
whether we do the second month, that's okay. Like I feel proud. So I spoke about it and then word goes around and I guess I don't know, people rated in, people hung out and January the 13th, I got the email at 1 a.m. that I got partner, and it's been 6 months tomorrow, a
Wow.
6 month anniversary tomorrow, and I still see my badge when I'm chatting in chats, and I'm like, is that mine? Is it me? I do really have a lot of imposter syndrome. I think at the end of the day, and my community know this about me. People know this about me. But again, you just gotta remind yourself that you did the thing,
Mhm.
as I like to keep saying, you did the thing, and I have really, despite my capacity levels, because everyone's capacity is different. Something that's hard for me may not be hard for someone else, and
Yeah.
vice versa. The things that are hard for me are very hard. And despite that, I really do push my limits. I push as much as I can, and whilst recognizing, it's important to take breaks and stuff. But I love doing this and I want to put my all into it. And that is what I have done. I've worked hard on learning how to edit. I've worked hard on communicating with people and inviting people in and just feeling confident and comfortable and just going for it and just going for it. So it's worked out. I don't know how. I'm so confused. It's worked out, and I'm forever beyond the moon and grateful that I ever got this opportunity and that everyone who has supported me has supported me. I'll never forget this ever.
Wow. Just yeah, I could listen to you speak forever. To be honest with you, you got such a way about you. Like, and I think that's one thing that I think it's quite clear to me, Cheebiez, is the story that we're telling here, the streamer story, so to speak, is simply that, again, coming back from the time you had before you started streaming, the turbulent time, so to speak, what was going on in the background, the imposter syndrome, the screw it, I'm just going to go for attitude, and then throwing yourself out there, such courage, and then your personality, the way you go about yourself, the way you talk, I think you talk so elegantly. People are resonating with you because you are authentic, and you talk about things in a very real way about very important topics, and also with just such grace, So I think it's quite clear to me, and probably to a lot of people in your community, why it has been a bit of a rocket ship, so to speak, because you do deserve it, because that imposter syndrome is up in here, and it's not reality. What is reality is we've got an amazing content creator who really cares about others and wants to foster this fantastic relationship online for everyone to see. So thank you for being here. So
Thank you.
it's honestly so wonderful to get to know you more and to hear your story. So this has been wonderful for me. So probably one of my favorite episodes I've possibly ever done, certainly this season as well. So
Thank you so much.
yeah, genuinely. So yeah, wow. I don't know where to end with that, to be honest with you. I have got one question I was going to ask you earlier, so I don't know if it's a weird one to end on, but which simply, like, what is there a story behind your username? Like, where's the Cheebiez come from?
Yeah.
Before we go to end on, but why not?
I'm really into Japanese culture and anime, Japanese artists and food, all that good stuff since I was young. And there's a Japanese word which is chibi, and essentially it's a drawing style where like the anime character will go chibi form, which is like a big cute little head. No, big and little don't make sense. A big head, but they go really small. So they have a small body and the big eyes, and they're all kind of goofy and silly and cute. And it's like just like a little scene or a little panel in like a manga. And I always really like the word chibi, and because I'm quite short, I like the cute aesthetic and stuff like that. I always really like the word chibi. So I think like maybe 15 years ago, I was like, I chibi say Cheebiez. Let's do Cheebiez. So that's where my username comes from. I've had it for quite a while.
Amazing. It works. It really does work. That's so good. Thank
It's
you
really
so
nice though,
much.
because when I do go into other like streamers chats and stuff, they say my name and they're like, "I love saying your name," and I'm like,
Yes,
"Yay!"
it's a really nice, easy word to say, and again, it's a
Yeah.
nice, it's an uplifting, really positive word. I like it. So yeah, love that, and it suits you to a T. So
Thank you.
thank you so much. Like, goodness me, I've had a great time talking to you for the last hour and a bit. So thank you for being here. Thank you for coming on the podcast and for streaming and being so wonderful. So I hope you've had a good time on the podcast. Yeah,
I really have. Again, I said at the beginning, this is my first podcast. You can't see my hands much, but I'm like twiddling with things. I feel very sweaty.
Oh, bless
I've been
you.
very anxious, but at the same time, I have proved a bit of self-doubt in myself. Like I really thought I wouldn't be able to get my words out properly or I'd stumble a lot. And I actually I feel really good of how it went. I think I
too.
really got my thoughts and feelings across, and I actually really enjoyed it. Like I thought I was going to enjoy it, but I really enjoyed it. So like this has been really good. Thank you so much for asking me to be
Oh.
on. It's honestly, it's such a pleasure, and I'm so honored to even be considered for these things. So thank you so much. It's been great.
Oh, it's been wonderful. Thank you. One more time, would you like to plug where we can find you on your social medias?
Yes, you can find me on Twitch TV /Cheebiez. You can find me on Cheebiez on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, and then Twitter is like _Cheebiez or something. But I'm on all the places. If you want to say hi and come hang out, I love greeting new people. And yeah, thank you so much for listening to me ramble on.
Oh, I was great, and please, yeah, absolutely. I know a lot of you already are, but definitely go follow Cheebiez. Absolutely wonderful person. So no, thank you. That was great. Thanks for watching / listening. Much love to you all. Take care and see you on the next one. Bye bye.